Welcome to episode 32 of Anime and Us. I'm TJ.
And I'm Shawn.
And this is the review show that reviews anime from A to Z, sort of.
Alright guys, so last episode we got Azumanga Daioh from Category A.
Is that how you pronounce it?
That is how I pronounce it. It serialized in MediaWorks Denki Daioh magazine between 1999 and 2002. Became a anime in 2009.
Gotcha. So, before we get started, I want to mention a couple things. One, no category this week.
I did say it.
Did you?
Yeah, I said it after. I tricked you.
I missed it. And two, back in our Ungo review, I asked you a question about Japanese prisons.
Yeah.
How if they separated women and men, like behind fences, and if they're housed in the same place. And you said, I don't know, we'll look it up and say it on the next show.
We did that a lot.
But I said, we're not going to do that. And we didn't do it, but I looked it up because I re-listened to the episode, and I was looking up, and apparently Japanese do house men and women in the same prison.
Oh, that's weird.
They just separate them in different sections. Also, through my research into Japanese prison systems, this is a whole thing, apparently. Elderly crime is apparently way up over there.
Elderly crime?
Yeah.
Like elderly people committing crime
yeah.
or being victims of it?
No, they're stealing, like shoplifting and
That's
stuff.
weird.
Some of it is attest to they're lonely and stuff like that. So for some reason, elderly crime is really up over there.
That's weird.
And also,
just different cultural norms, I guess.
Also, it's really strict. Their prisons over there. They're actually really safe. There's hardly any violence or anything. But you get disciplined for like wiping your sweat off your head without permission and stuff.
Jesus.
It's like
literally like Nazi Germany, but in Japan. Christ.
Yeah, in prison, you can't do anything. If someone calls your name and you look up, they punish you because if you get your name called, you're supposed to cast your eyes down and look down.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I had no idea. That's interesting.
Yeah. So
nice little tidbit.
Yeah. So I was doing a little Japanese research as I was re-listening to the episodes. Another thing, no, that's about it.
All right.
Yeah, we can get into this.
Let's dive headfirst into this giant steaming pile of crap.
So overall, I think we're gonna agree.
It's bad.
I think we're gonna.
But it's also a children's show
I was about to
with
say,
adult themes. Think of it like the Shrek movie. You know what I mean? It's clearly for children, but every now and then there's an adult joke in there.
Okay, because I thought we were gonna disagree on the minutia of it because there's some things I actually like about this show.
Once in a while, I laughed. I liked the perverted teacher, even though you really shouldn't. He's a pedophile.
No, I didn't like him actually.
I thought he was funny.
I didn't think he was funny.
You know what I thought he was? I didn't think he was funny. I thought everyone around him reacting to him was funny.
Yes, that was funny, but him himself was kind of disturbing.
Yeah, he was a bit weird.
Even though when he wasn't being a pervert, he seemed like a decent guy.
Yeah.
So, but that was one of the things I really liked about this show. I actually laughed at the show.
I laughed quite a bit. Yeah.
It's more than
oddly enough,
more than I can say to Jubi-chan.
Oh God.
So, they're both supposed to be comedies, but this one really,
it was better.
Yes,
it did a good job of toning, like not having any comedy,
right.
And then bam, you get caught off guard.
Although speaking of the comedy, some of the comedy really infuriated me.
Yeah.
The one joke they like to go to that really pisses me off is they hold on a scene for like 5 minutes.
God.
Like the two stick out in my head. There's one where the girl that likes the animals finally gets to pet the dog. And she's just petting the dog for like 5 minutes straight. Just to
There's so many moments of that.
And then the other one that really, really got on my, the really overexcited girl was hitting the one girl, like tapping her on her head, crotch, just saying one word over and over and over again. And I was like, stop it!
So, the one girl, Sokka, is like, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this. And then it was a running gag. It happened later in the show. God damn it.
The comedy it was funny and infuriating, so I gave it credit for that.
Yeah, it was definitely frustrating. Like, you could tell 3 or 4 seconds into the gag if that was happening, and you could just skip 5 minutes.
Yeah, it was like, I actually sat through it. I was just like,
I skipped 1 or 2 of them.
Nah, I was just like, because this show got some very strange imagery. You never know where they're going to throw at you. Like, there's just flying cats for no reason, and it's like, okay. Another thing I really liked about this show that you don't really see, this is actually the first one of these I ever watched, but like similar stuff that I saw is time progresses in this show.
That was interesting. That doesn't really happen too much. So the premise of the show is there's 6 girls going to high school and 1 teacher, and or is it 5 and 1? I can't. remember.
It's 6 girls. Well, there's technically 7 girls
and 2 teachers.
And
there's the two girl teachers
and the 2 girl teachers. Yes.
And it's through their high school career, but pretty much till they graduate. When high school over in Japan is 3 years, so they go and there's a clear cut. All right, next year we're in year 2 now. It very much is all right, that's the end of that. This is the beginning of this.
Right. And every year, like, they have, like, a sports festival, and they have, like, a culture thing. So you can really tell the passage of time, and at the end of the series, there's a graduation for them.
Yeah,
so
they're talking about college and all that.
I did appreciate that, even though this is a show of pointlessness.
Yes.
'Cause
very much so.
But it's the pointlessness of a high school girl going to high school.
It's very much slice of life.
So it's like, yeah, what do you expect from high school girls? You know?
What was your funniest moment of the show?
I don't really have. I can't think of
My
it.
funniest moment was when they went to the beach, and after being at the beach, they're in their, like, beach home, I don't know, whatever room they rented. And they're all drinking and stuff. Well, not all of them. The two teachers are drinking. And the one gets really drunk and starts telling them about sex.
Oh, yeah.
And they did it really well because it is a show for children, so obviously they can't actually talk about sex.
Right, it was all muted.
So she goes to talk and it's completely muted, and you just watch the reactions of the kids' faces.
Right.
And the one girl is like a genius. She's only like 10 or 11. So she doesn't get anything that's being said, and she's like, what? What do you mean? What do you do with that? And the one girl's like, shh, you'll learn when you're older. That was the funniest moment of the show.
Yeah, that was pretty good. But yeah, I really like the passage of time, because even the pointlessness had a point, essentially.
Well, it didn't really have a point.
But, you know, it's because it was just daily life. So essentially, it is... You know, pointlessness is just that. The pointlessness is the point.
It's really nonsensical. It's really them just in high school day to day, and then stupid shit happens.
Another thing I liked is, because of it, you just brought up this sex talk and stuff, there was really no love interest, which I found a little unrealistic for high school girls. Yeah.
Especially ones that are clearly interested in that stuff, because that's kind of the running gag. Every few episodes there's perverted shit going on.
But for watching anime, it was refreshing not to have.
Yes, it was.
have a love interest.
And a tropey love interest at that, so it was very nice not to have any of that.
Well, technically there was a love interest for one of the girls. The one classmate was really into... Mm-hmm. The one girl classmate was into one of the other girl classmates a whole lot. So...
And the one tall girl classmate had, like, giant tits. So whenever the perverted stuff came up, they were like, oh, her tits are so big. Pretty much. But also, to that point, before we move on from the perverted stuff, there wasn't really any fan service. I mean, once in a while you see them in bikinis and stuff, but it wasn't like zoom in, jiggle, like that's how typical fan service is.
In fact, there was a funny moment where they were in the pool. The teacher came, the one that doesn't like to work, even though she's a smart teacher. The other teacher, the nice teacher is the gym teacher, and the incompetent one is the language teacher. But the incompetent one comes running in the pool, strips off her clothes, and down to a bikini. She comes in the pool and says, "This is all about fan service."
Yeah, but even then, it's not really, you know what I mean? It's not typical fan service, which was interesting.
No, it was funny that they had the commentary in there about it.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Let's talk there's really not a lot to talk about in this show, honestly.
Yeah.
So...
The main story points are typically perverted stuff, and then graduating school.
But there's a couple, but let's talk about the characters individually, I guess, since that's really...
Man, I don't know all their names. I know the big girl with the tits.
I don't know the names either. But
I know Osaka because she has the southern drawl, which is really clever to do that.
Let's start with the perverted teacher.
Oh, okay, the old guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a old perverted teacher.
He's really the only male-focused character in this show.
Yeah, easily.
And he's the stereotype high school teacher that loves his high school students.
The only reason why he's a high school teacher is because he wants to get with a high school girl.
Yeah, and he's married with a kid.
With a quite attractive lady.
Yeah, and she seems to be really stupid, the wife, but that's what they implied that she has to be really nice and really stupid.
Or one or the other, to be with someone like him.
Yeah, so then that's pretty much his whole gag. And then there's the one teacher, the nice teacher, who is also the PE teacher.
She's stupid.
She's
very much stupid.
She's stupid. Well, I didn't understand.
But she's hardworking.
But yeah, and all her students love her. While the other teacher, all her students are like kind of hate her. But what I don't understand her, she's always depicted in a class next door. She's a gym teacher. What's she teaching? Health?
I don't know. She could be a homeroom teacher. Their homeroom teachers are different than regular teachers.
That's right. They're homeroom teachers. They do mention they're all homeroom teachers. Yeah. That does make sense.
So maybe she's a homeroom teacher, and then after homeroom, she goes and does PE stuff.
Okay, I gotcha. Yeah, that makes more sense. Because I never understood why she was always in a classroom.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only explanation I can think of.
And then there was the incompetent teacher, who was the main one of the focus on the show. And actually the storylines with her and the smart teacher as friends and stuff wasn't that bad.
Yeah, it was okay.
I mean, they tackle some adult stuff in there sometimes. So it was few and far between, and it never finished any of the arcs with them.
God, no.
It was interesting. All right, now let's get to them. And then there was one of the side characters was the obvious lesbian girl who loved one of the main girls. You thought she was going to be one of the main girls, but no.
Then she wasn't.
She was kind of a side thing the whole time.
She's a side piece.
Yeah, essentially. So, the main character in the story is essentially the 10-year-old girl.
Yeah, I would say so.
And she's a genius, thrusted from middle school.
She's in high school, yeah.
She's supposed to be in middle school, she went to high school. And she ends up being the valedictorian and stuff with this class. And she's really smart. She was okay as a character.
Yeah, she was fine. It was interesting, especially to see her blind obliviousness.
I thought it was going to be an annoying kid character.
Yeah,
but she really wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't bad,
though. They did really well with her. And then there was the girl with the glasses, her who really has no personality.
Yeah,
the only thing they said about her is they kept mentioning that she was fat.
They didn't draw her fat or anything.
No, she was like, I don't understand what the problem is here.
It is hard to draw overweight people.
No, I got you, but she didn't look like she was...
Yeah, not even a little bit.
She was big-breasted.
It could have just been them making fun of her.
Yeah,
just friends bragging on each other.
I mean, she was really obsessed with being fat and stuff, so maybe it was just a self-conscious thing, which is very high school girl.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's possible. But she was pretty much innocuous. Then there's the swim team girl.
Yeah, she's energetic and wants to do everything.
No. The one that came in later. The one that was in the other class first. She was pretty much stupid. She's just the jock of the group. She was on the swim team. She helped the other in the sports festival and stuff like that. And she was like... And she was innocuous. So I'm bringing up in these orders for a reason. So the next girl is the very energetic girl. Mm. She was annoying.
She was.
She was really annoying. She was just very energetic. And she's a bitch. She just intentionally antagonizes everybody. And it's...
Sounds a little bit like me.
Yeah, a little bit. And it was very annoying and irritating. But then we get to the next girl, the girl with the southern drawl.
Yes.
What you think of her?
I liked her mainly because what they did with that character. So she's from Osaka, which is like a sort of what would be a southern place to us in America. Somewhere kind of far away, somewhere with a dialect. Usually you classify those kinds of people as stupid. And they played that. They turned it up to 11. It was great.
Oh yeah, she was
They gave her a southern drawl in the English dub, and she was dumb as a brick.
Yeah. I wanted to kill her by the end of
Did you? I thought she was funny.
Fucking hated her. I wanted her dead. I couldn't stand her, the annoying girl. Every time they were on screen, I was like, ah! And they focus on her a lot.
Yeah, a
lot. And it's funny. I did a little bit of research on the show. The show is actually pretty popular.
I can imagine why.
Yeah, I could see it too.
I didn't like it too much.
And the Southern Drawl girl was apparently number 7 of the top 100 heroines.
Really?
Yeah.
It's so weird.
And I think the 10-year-old was on is like 10, and the animal lover was number 20 or something.
The girl
that
that keeps getting bit by cats.
I'm getting to her last. And then it's her. There's the very sports girl with a fascination with animals and stuff. What do you think of her?
She was alright.
I liked her. I found her fascinating.
Yeah, she was fine. The cat thing was good.
No, I found her fascinating because she seems so messed up.
Yeah.
So I was just like waiting for something to happen the whole time. She was just so obsessed with animals, oblivious to everything around her. She seemed like there was something wrong with her, and I was so fascinated by that character. I was like, that was the last.
That would have been funny if you find out at the end of the show that she has some sort of mental disorder.
Yeah, I mean, she pretty much did. She kept trying.
Well, to be fair, all of them had a mental disorder.
Yeah, but kept trying to pet this one cat, and it kept.
I hated her. It absolutely hated her. She just kept trying to pet it.
To the point where the cat actually tracked her down at one point and gut checked her and got a bunch of other cats to try to attack her. The cat storyline was the only arc throughout the entire story, which I found interesting. Yeah. And it was like halfway through the show. I was like, just get her a goddamn cat. Get her an animal.
And she wants to try to be a vet, I think, at some point.
She was like,
because they're talking about college and stuff.
Yeah, that was her. She wants to be a vet, and they were just like, I can't have a cat. My parents have horrible allergies, so I can't have an animal vet. So it was just like, oh my god, this girl's gonna kill somebody. You gotta get her an animal.
Make her happy.
She's having daydreams about riding dolphins and stuff. Mm-hmm. The little girl has a dog that's bigger that she can ride, and
that was funny.
She was so envious of her. I was just like completely fascinated by this character.
Like a slow motion scene of the 10-year-old girl riding the dog, and she's just watching her like, oh,
yeah.
one day. You're so lucky.
Yeah, and then the lesbian girl likes her, so she had a daydream of her coming to her rescue on a horse.
Mm-hmm.
So that was funny too.
Mm-hmm. Then after the daydream, she's like, "Where's the horse?"
For sure that we really didn't like. We're really
there's a lot of good things to say about it. All the bad things is it being super boring, very much nonsensical because there's no plot, there's no real story to it. So I mean, there are bad points, but you can only drive those home so much.
The biggest point is this was not made for us.
No, this is definitely for children. My daughter would love to watch this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if, this is, like I said earlier, comparing it to Shrek, the movie, it's very much like that, where a child should be watching it, and if an adult's sitting down watching it with them, they're going to laugh here and there, because there's a couple jokes for adults.
Yeah, it's not for us, and there's really not much else to say about it, truthfully. We can rag on it for a couple of minutes if we really wanted to. But I don't honestly see the point.
I don't hate it.
No, because
I sure shit don't like it.
No, I wouldn't have watched it.
Oh, no, yeah, you couldn't have paid me to watch it.
No. But it's ultimately harmless in what it is.
Yeah.
And honestly, I've never seen one of these shows before all the way through. So, and honestly, in its genre, it's probably pretty decent.
Yes, I would probably agree with that, especially with all the praise that it gets.
Yeah. So, as far as final scores, I got a couple different ones.
As a regular anime, down. It's like 2 or 3.
Overall, for me personally, it's a 3.
Yeah, it's low.
But as what it is, for what it does and what's supposed to do, I'm going to give it a range because I don't actually have anything. So it's either an average from 5 to a 7.
That's
something
fine.
pretty good.
Yeah, especially if you're a kid that's watching. I can definitely see them liking it a lot and thinking it's a 5 or 7.
Yeah, so we weren't as harsh on this as I thought we were going to be.
I thought this was going to be a lot shorter. I thought this was going to be like a 10-minute episode.
There's one thing I wanted to bring up. Each episode's like 5-minute shorts. Did you notice that? Every 5 minutes there's a new title.
Oh, yeah.
So it's almost like each one of them almost felt like a comic strip. So, and with an overarching story in between the overall episode, which I thought was pretty neat. So it was a bunch of 5-minute episodes, essentially, going through the entire thing. Which made it feel...
Each episode was a regular traditional half hour, but inside that, there were segments.
Yes, which was... And if they were all like that, if they were separated like 5-minute segments, this would have been an easier watch. Honestly.
Oh, yeah. Alright, so that's not terrible. Definitely don't recommend watching it. But if you have a kid that's interested in anime, or maybe you want to get them interested in anime, especially a girl, I would say, this is for them.
Let's put it this way. If you're an adult male, you don't want to watch this. To watch it. But if, even an adult female, I wouldn't...
Yeah, and still, no need to watch it. Although my wife laughed quite a bit. I was watching a few episodes in front of her, and she was kind of peeved.
Yeah, I can see an adult female liking this show, too, because, they can relate to it.
Yeah, there's a lot more. It's not about guys at all.
No.
It is wholly about women.
Yes.
So I can definitely see them relating a bit more to it. Alright, guys, so let's spin the wheel.
Yeah, we're going to spin for B.
Next episode. For B. There's some good things in B, and there's a lot of bad things, so I'm hoping we get...
Let's cheer! Woo!
Not happening. Oh, God.
Blade 2012.
I think this is, I might be wrong, and we'll find out next episode, but I'm pretty sure this is Blade from,
the Marvel Comics?
Yeah. Huh. And I think, because there's a few animes that, got the rights, a few production companies over in Japan that got the rights to do X-Men and stuff.
Uh-huh.
So, I think that's what it is. We'll see.
Oh, that'd be cool. I like Blade, so, and I'm a big superhero buff, so.
Definitely. If it is I'm excited. If it isn't,
if it is,
I'm going to be very disappointed.
Well, maybe it's good even if it isn't, and hopefully it's short.
Yeah, that's true. All right, guys.
Yeah, we'll talk to you next time.
Have a nice one.
Bye.